Hey everybody, what's up? It's Liz Nolly Tillman here, and welcome to day 12. Yes, I can't believe we made it. I made it. You made it. We made it. For those just joining us for the very first time, this is my 12 days of self-care challenge inspired by the 12 days of Christmas. So for each, every day, with one exception, because I got caught up and overbooked myself. But for every day since the day after Christmas, I've been doing these Facebook Lives and offering self-care information, tips, inspirations to help us all reclaim and get better at our self-care journeys in 2019 and beyond. So that's what this is about. It's also been a personal challenge for me to overcome my fear of doing Facebook Live videos and things like that, and to get more comfortable with this. And I just want to say thank you to everybody that has tuned in, that has liked any of the posts, that if you shared a post, if you've told a friend to come on over and check it out or whatever, thank you. These videos have been watched over, I know it's been over 1,000 views, which doesn't sound like a lot if you're a big guru like Tony Robbins or somebody, but for me, just starting out, that's amazing. I'm just so excited that the information has been helpful, and to get your support is just phenomenal. So anyway, there has been some singing involved if you're tuning in for the very first time, and no, I can't sing. But because it's inspired by the song, The 12 Days of Christmas, I do a song at the beginning and then I sing it again at the end by popular demand. Yuck, yuck. and each video focuses on a different theme. So just to recap, the first day was about my true self giving to me a blanket with a cup of green tea, and that was about taking care of our health and learning to be and committing to be better patients and taking better of our health and our safety, the foundational stuff. Day 2 was about 2 scented candles and stimulating our limbic systems and our senses in a positive way by aromatherapy and other things. Day 3 was about 3 Kindle books representing things to feed our minds. Because feeding our body, we are what we eat. So in addition to feeding our bodies carefully, we have to feed our minds carefully as well. So I shared some of my favorite things to read and to watch. Day 4 was 4 yoga classes, symbolizing physical fitness and getting up and moving and making sure that we're taking care of ourselves that way. Day 5 was my favorite because I like to remix that part every time I sing it. And that's 5 minutes to breathe and just woo-saw it out and take a time out, and establishing office hours at home, just like we have at work. Day 6 was about 6 awesome playlists, and that's just really about music, because music feeds the soul. And day 7 was about 7 friends for dinner, represented connecting with our tribes, and these are the people in our lives, not the toxic people. We got to get rid of them, and we shouldn't have any of them in our lives. But these are the people that keep us lifted, stood up, prayed up, until we can walk tall and proud on our own. And when we do, they're the first ones there cheering us on. Day 8 was 8 mani-pedis, symbolizing taking time out to pamper ourselves once in a while and to nurture ourselves, self-esteem, and to give ourselves permission to responsibly splurge because we're worth it. Day 9 was about 9 meditations, and I was really encouraging people to consider developing a mindfulness practice as part of their self-care journeys to connect with the best parts of themselves on a regular basis. Day 10 was about 10% interest, representing being fiscally fit and taking care of our finances. Because once we take care of our finances, that alleviates a whole lot of stress and other things in our lives. Day 11 was about 11 coaching sessions, and I talked about the different types of teachers that we need in our lives, from teachers to counselors to coaches, and to sponsors and mentors, because life is a continuous learning process, and we need some combination of those types of teachers and leaders in our lives to help us be our best selves on a regular basis. And that brings us to today, day 12, the last day of the challenge. And if you guys like this series, let me know in the comments, because I'm really thinking about maybe going live on a weekly basis, maybe twice a month, once a month. If you would like that, if you think it would be cool or helpful, or maybe monthly or weekly, every other week, or whatever the case may be, or just maybe when I'm inspired, let me know in the comments, okay? Just chime in, because I really, really want that feedback, because I really want to be giving the people who tune into my page or come by my website or my YouTube channel or wherever you should find me, to be getting information that nurtures them and helps them be successful and take care of themselves and reach that next level. So let me know what you think. So anyway, back to day 12. Today's the last day of the challenge. If you missed any of the videos, you can go back on my YouTube channel. I'm in the process of posting them all to my website at liznollytillman.com, or you can catch them here on Facebook at Ian Tillman, my Facebook page. So with that, let's jump right in to day 12, the last day. I can't believe it's here. When I first decided to do this, it seemed like such a long way off. But day 12, let's jump right into what my true self gave to me. Let me warm up my voice. Oh, that's the background that the rest of my family's downstairs watching the Alabama-Clemson game, and they're just like kind of excited. So anyway, here we go. So on the 12th day of self-care, my true self gave to me 12-day vacation, 11 coaching sessions, 10% interest, 9 meditations, 8 mani-pedis, 7 friends for dinner, 6 awesome playlists, 5 minutes to breathe, 4 yoga classes, 3 Kindle books, 2 scented candles, and a blanket with a cup of green tea. Okay, 12 days vacation. Vacation, PTO, time off, whatever you want to call it, downtime is a key. And I think it's only appropriate that we end with that, because we started with the foundational stuff and now we're ending with vacation. If you work a job, chances are you get a certain number of days off each year. And if you're like struggling with work-life balance and stress management, saying no, or any of the things that I routinely read or write, teach, or talk about on a regular basis, you've probably been like I used to be and have trouble using your vacation days. If that's you, just let me know in the comments or hit the like button or whatever. And we really need to do better than that. But you're saying, but Liz, things are so busy at work. There's never time to take off. If I take off, the world will stop spinning or whatever. There's all these things that we tell ourselves why we're so important and why things are so busy and we're too busy to rest and take a time off. Or if we take time off, if this is you, hit the like button or let me know in the comments. Or when we take time off, we're like still connected to work. We're still taking phone calls. We're ducking out for, hey Tracy, thanks so much for being here. But if this is you, chime in the comments. We take time off, but we're still connected to the job. We're still sneaking away to jump on that conference call. We're still checking emails. We've got our iPhones or our Android phones, our smartphones, and we're still connected to the office to the point where like you're sneaking to do it almost, because your friends and your family, whoever you're supposed to be on vacation with, whatever, they're like, dude, what's up? Like, what are you doing? Like, and so we have to get better. Your jobs give you time off for a reason. The reason why they do that is, surprise, surprise, for your mental and your physical health. They know that workers are more productive. There's tons of studies when they have a chance to unplug and take a break. So take it. It's 1, you're entitled to it. 2, you've earned it. 3, it's good for you. And that's not even in the correct order necessarily, right? But so many of us get these rackets in our head, convincing ourselves that we're so important, that the organization can't live without us, or whatever we have that's going on is so time sensitive and it's so critical and it can't wait, and whatever. In my work-life balance class and my work-life balance workshop, I teach about, strategically dropping the ball. Nobody wants you to be irresponsible at work and get yourself fired, but sometimes stuff really isn't that urgent, and that person can wait. I mean, consider this. If the CEO of your company, the director, your boss, heck, politics aside, the President of the United States, arguably the most high-powered, stressful, busiest job on the planet in the Western world, if they can take vacation, you can too. Does that make sense? Like, let's put things in perspective here. You need to take your vacation time. I teach the mantra, leave no vacation day behind. Take it, you earned it, you deserve it. Take it without guilt, without fear, without apology. And I realized too, like sometimes things, pop up. Like I take a lot of my vacation time to go to sorority conferences and do other things and stuff like that. And when I do, I'm checking in periodically and stuff like that. Because, I realize sometimes you can't 100% unplug. However, when my family treated me to a trip to Thailand last year for my 50th birthday, I was completely unplugged. I was like, you know what? I'm going to take care of everything before I go. And for the next 2.5 weeks, I'm out. Right? So you have to do that once in a while, a truly unplugged vacation. So that's one type of way of taking your time off. I'm going to talk about two others. I realized that, I was very blessed last year to go on this amazing trip to Thailand. But I can't afford to do that every year. And I realize, like not everybody's pockets are deep, right? So sometimes you need to take, you might use your time off just taking what they call a staycation, right? That became a big trend after the tech bubble burst a few years ago and the economy was bad and stuff like that. People just weren't traveling and they weren't taking trips and stuff like that. But that's okay. A staycation is when you just stay at home and chill and relax and just recharge. And it's okay. If you're just in your house, there's nothing that requires you necessarily to be hyper plugged in to work, to calling into calls and doing all of that stuff. You need to learn to manage those things carefully with your colleagues, your boss, and your coworkers before you leave the office so you can truly unplug and be present for yourself, your family, your loved ones, your friends, whoever you spend your staycation with, okay? So just because you're not out of the country doesn't mean that you have to still be half in work while you're supposed to be 100% out of work. Does that make sense? So let's get better at treating our staycations like we're literally on the other side of the world. You have to learn to do that and establish those boundaries, manage expectations on the front end. And I teach all of this stuff in my work-life balance workshop and I go really deep into the specifics of this in my coaching program. But anyway, I'm a big believer in doing this because we need that time to unplug and recharge. Now, the third type of time off that you really need. And before I get into that, I know you're saying, but Liz, what about my doctor's appointments and all of that kind of stuff? If I need to go here, the kids, and I got to take my mom here, or whatever the case may be. Okay, that's cool. You can do that, but that's kind of like what personal days are for, or sick days, or whatever the case may be. Now, you have to manage your time, but I'm just saying at least once a year, twice if you can fit it in, 3 times if you can really get it in, you need to take real paid time off where there's no doctor's appointments, there's no, dropping somebody off, picking somebody up. There's no responsibilities or obligations at home or at the office. That's what I'm talking about when I say either a real staycation or a real vacation. Okay. I realize you can't always do that every time, but set that as a goal for yourself. If you struggle with that, say this year I'm taking a real unplugged vacation or staycation where I'm not going to check emails, that, I'm out. I'll see you in a couple of days. I'll see you when I get back. Okay. Try to practice that and reset those expectations, because here's the thing. If you start checking emails and returning calls and make yourself available when you're on vacation on a regular, guess what's going to happen? The people you work with, they're going to expect you to pick up the phone and be present when you're supposed to be out. And then what's going to happen? You're going to be stressed. You're going to resent them. And then you're going to be mad at yourself. And this whole cycle repeats. Right? And then you're going to wonder, well, how come Susie could take a vacation and when she's off, she's really off? Well, because she sets a different set of expectations up front, and you can do the same thing. Okay? So take a real vacation, strive to take a real vacation at least once or more a year. And if you don't have deep pockets, take a real unplugged staycation at home where you don't travel anywhere exotic or fancy, whatever, but you just stay home and chill unplugged. The third type of time off is something I like to call, I lovingly call a praycation. Yes, P-R-A-Y-cation. And, and I say that not to be all religious, but it is important to nurture your spirituality, whatever that means to you. And if that means, your church is having a retreat or something like that, or a conference away or whatever, then go do that and be present there without cell phones, without work and everything like that, to nurture your spirituality. You need to connect with the God of your understanding on a regular basis. And sometimes you need to take a couple of days off of work to do it. That's what I mean by a praycation. And, it could be something formal through your church or your synagogue or your temple or whatever, or it could just be part of your staycation, part of your vacation. You just take time out to meditate and or read, whatever your book is, whether it's the Bible, Quran, whatever your text is, with Torah, what have you, but just reconnect with your sense of spirituality, whatever that means to you. I guarantee you, if you do that on a regular basis, your soul, your spirit will literally be nurtured. And you need to do that for yourself. Heck, if you haven't been set foot inside of somebody's church in 10 years, your next vacation, get with your friend and say, you know what? I'd like to come visit your church on Sunday or whatever, right? Just whatever that is. And I'm not trying to shove any kind of religion down anybody's throat. I'm just saying whatever that means to you, however you can connect to it. Maybe there's a book written by, a spiritual leader that you've been meaning to read. On your next vacation, make that your read, pick it up or read, or there's a podcast or there's a video broadcast or something like that will nurture your soul. But you need to nurture your spirituality. You need to nurture your soul on a regular basis. So sometimes you got to schedule that time, or sometimes that's a great way to spend part of your paid time off, just taking a praycation. So that's really all I wanted to share tonight on day 12, 12 days vacation, was just to remind us to really take true time off. Not this whole, I'm at the beach in Florida with my family, but I'm on the phone with the office kind of thing. Yes, you're important. Your job is important, but truly, very few of us are that important that we can't completely unplug. I've worked with so many CEOs over the last 20, almost 30 years in my career, and they all do it. They all unplug. They take time off where they're unreached. Heck, the President of the United States does it on a regular basis. That means you can too. But requires a little effort and some planning and some things on the front end. But make that investment of managing expectations up front, so that when you're off, you can be truly off, unplugged, and taking that much needed time to recharge your batteries and nurture yourself. whether it's you do it in the form of a real vacation, like where you go away, whether you do it in the form of a staycation where you're just kind of unplugged and chilling and relaxing at home, or if you do it in the form of a praycation, or you can combine all three, or any two of those, where you're, taking some time out to reconnect and nurture your spirituality, because that's an important part of your being too. All right. So with that, I'm done. And day 12 is almost over. My last order of business is there's two quick things. One is just to thank you guys all again for your support. Please, like and share this. If you like it, share it. Please share it with other people. My goal is truly to reach as many people as I can with this information. And I want to help people, live their best lives, like that song goes, in some small way. And if I can contribute to that, and if this information has been helpful, if you've enjoyed the series, please share it with others, or tell people come on over to my page and check it out. And with that, let me know if you'd like to see more lives with Liz's. I think I might do these. I'm kind of toying in my head with the frequency and of how often I'm going to go live on a more regular basis. So if you have any thoughts about that, or topics you might want to hear me talking about, or what have you, put those in the comments, post them on my page, or inbox me and let me know. I really am interested in your feedback. Okay? So with that, thank you guys again. And the very last order of business on day 12 of the 12 Days of Self-Care Challenge is just for me to sing my way out. So, ready? Here we go. So on the 12th day of self-care, my true self gave to me 12 days vacation, 11 coaching sessions, 10% interest, 9 meditations, 8 mani-pedis, 7 friends for dinner, 6 awesome playlists, 5 minutes to woosah, breathe, 4 yoga classes, 3 Kindle books, 2 scented candles, and a blanket with a cup of green tea. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I will see you guys again soon. Thanks again. Good night.